Hey there, everybody. Thanks for joining me for another one-man review. Today I'll be taking a look at a short little piece I picked up at Mocha called Animal Magnetism by Kelsey Short. This was a really impressive book. I grabbed it just because it was like this nice, whimsical looking rhizo piece with the two color, the black and the pink in there. And I just thought like the drawing looked really good. So I grabbed it. And then I wound up being really, really surprised. When you pick up something like this, it kind of just looks like a goofy little fantasy story, but I like the art, whatever. And I was really surprised at the depth in this book, especially for how short it was. It's basically a metaphor, an allegory of someone going through relationship trauma and how the different types of relationship trauma set you up for the next one. And so I felt, like familiar. Some of these things are familiar to me, and so they're emotionally connected in an interesting way. So, like the first one, I don't want to give away the whole book because I think if you can go to Kelsey Shorts and order this book, that would be great. I'm not sure, but like opening scene here, I'll show. This little character is out in this mushroom field, and there's the fox, and goes up to this beautiful animal and it's like licking on her, and she thinks it's really excited, and then it picks her up and flings her and tosses her. And then it says here, I guess everyone experiences rejection at some point. And that's just like really powerful, like puppy love rejection, like you got into this thing and they didn't even know that they were hurting you. It's just like a dog playing with the toy. And then that shakes her and lands her in a spider web. And so you get like this coming out of the puppy love, someone who's like a sadistic adult coming in and taking advantage, it looks like, of the person's like emotional state, their raw emotional state. And then learning from that, like, oh, okay, well, each one of these is like a reaction to the previous one. Okay, well, I'm going to go try now, instead of going to people, I'm going to try and have them come to me. So it goes into like the frog as a prince metaphor. And the book continues playing out that way until it comes to like a little philosophical conclusion about relationships that, I don't want to spoil it because I think you should just go get the book. But all throughout, the art's really, really great. Beautiful stuff. So this is a powerful artist, someone who's able to do really compelling, like very charming visuals. Someone who could tell like probably a whole fantasy world story really well, but use those powers for something more real world. And I feel like I haven't seen that kind of maturity in the writing out of artists that are operating with this type of influence, I guess, this type of stylistic influence. So it was really refreshing, and I really think that Kelsey Short is someone worth paying attention to, and I'm curious to see over more short work, like what voice builds up, or over a long piece, what this artist has to say, or if it would just go into like pure fantasy stuff. But I don't think so. I think there's like a bigger points that will always be being made in this artist's work. So I think it's really great stuff. Hopefully you can go get yourself a copy from at Kelsey's Shorts. So this is really cool. This has been out since 2019, so it's been around for a while. So maybe she's done some other stuff. I'm not sure. Mocha was just really packed, so I'd go in and like grab what I wanted and then bounce. I didn't really get it, and I needed to get back to the table, so I didn't stop and talk to the artists a bunch. So I got a lot of research to do as well. But an artist I definitely think is worth supporting. If you enjoy what we're doing here on the channel and want to support us, there's two ways to do that. The first one is through our Patreon. We have 2 tiers of engagement there. Just early access to the videos, or access to a lot of exclusive content that you can get. Any support in that regard is appreciated. We just try and turn that around. It helps us buy the books that we review, so it keeps we keep putting money back into other creators' pockets and keep you all in a kind of flow of new things that you can potentially go check out. So that's much appreciated. And then if you want to support Living the Line itself, the best thing to do is support what Sean's doing with Living the Line Publishing. So we'll go ahead and take a look at one of his projects now. Centralia is an awesome, gorgeous comic by rising Dutch star Neil Van Peet. This is his first work. It's a really great sci-fi story. There's a world in the future where the sun has gotten so hot that people can't be on the ground, so they have to run around. There's a lot of conceits that go with that. What is the world that looks like? And I think you can see by the art that Sean's description of this book as like
Moebius for young adults. A YA Moebius is a really great description of this really gorgeous and like wild, wacky, fun book.
Thanks for following along. Take it away, Jack.
You want to see all these books? Smash that